was an emotional morning at Memorial Hospital. A Colorado man came face to face with a couple who saved his life. Here are the facts first on this story. A week ago, 24-year-old Blakely Garrett was doing construction work on a home in rural Lyman when his ankle grinder kicked up a piece of metal into his leg. Blakely says when he stood up to see what had happened, he felt a lot of blood. He says he then ran to his truck to call for help but couldn't see the buttons on his cell phone. After that, all he remembers is stumbling up to the doorstep where he collapsed. Luckily, the homeowners were inside and found Blakely before it was too late.
I turned off the grinder and stood up, not really knowing what to expect. As soon as I stood up, I knew I was in trouble because it felt like a gallon of blood fell out right away. My shoe was completely soggy.
Blakely says his first thought was to call his coworker who was running an errand, but when he couldn't see the buttons on his cell phone because of the blood loss, he stumbled up to Kip and Paula Parker's home to ask for help.
I got up to the door and could see the doorbell and tried to reach for it and press it a couple times, and I missed it each time.
Paula says she happened to see Blakely walking up and became worried when he disappeared. She says she called to her husband to go check on him, who found Blakely bleeding right outside their front door.
Began to apply pressure. In a couple minutes, we applied a tourniquet.
Blakely was flown to Memorial Hospital where he underwent surgery. Doctors say when Blakely arrived, his blood levels and body temperature were so low, it's amazing he survived.
He would have bled to death had they even been 1 minute further away or had hesitated in any way, shape, or form.
Remarkably, Paul and Kip say they don't have any formal first aid training. Instead, they're attributing their actions to quick thinking and parental instincts.
If anything would have went even a little bit different, if they wouldn't have wondered what I was doing up on the deck or went to check on me, just anything could have happened differently and I wouldn't be standing here today.
Pretty amazing story. Blakely's coworker TJ also helped the Parkers save his friend's life. All were at the hospital waiting when Blakely came out of surgery.